designed by somebody who wanted to kill their spouse, 100%. Okay, guys, I have a really terrible story to tell you guys. I have like this really terrible thing that happened to me today, and I have to share it. It needs to be shared. Also, I'm gonna take these glasses off because there's too much reflecting happening there. So anyway, today I was doing some organizing downstairs because in the next couple of weeks we have a lot of cooking to do and events to do. So I needed to get my kitchen and my pantry and everything, needed to get that all in order, right? So I go into my pantry to do some organizing and I'm like, something smells in my pantry. And like, when something smells in your fridge, you're generally like, okay, you know, like some food went bad in there, whatever, right? But nothing should really be smelling in your pantry unless you have like spices in there. You know what I mean? But like all we have in our pantry is like canned goods, okay? Canned goods and like alcohol from our wedding still, because there was so much alcohol at our wedding. There's nothing in there that I should be able to smell. So I was like, what smells bad in my pantry? So I'm going through every bag. You know, we have a bunch of reusable bags. I go through every bag, go through every box. I go looking through the alcohol to see maybe something spilled or whatever. Maybe something was in there that shouldn't have been in there. Go through all the cans. There's nothing. And I'm like, but it definitely smells bad in here. Like something smells bad. Y'all. Another thing that we keep in our pantry, because we have zero counter space in our house, we keep like a lot of our appliances, okay? And one of those appliances is a waffle maker. And I decided on a whim, randomly, right? I was just like, let me just like look at the waffle maker, you know? And there was a waffle in it. There was a waffle in it. And you might be thinking, Skitten, of course there's a waffle in it. It's a waffle maker. How bad could that be? My husband made waffles 2.5 weeks ago. My husband made waffles 2.5 weeks ago. There was a 2.5-week-old waffle in the waffle maker. I flip open. I flip open the waffle maker, see the horrific, horrendous, oozing mess that is this waffle, and immediately slam it shut and call my husband. And I don't know how it happened. It definitely was just one of those things where like one of us just saw the closed waffle maker, assumed it was clean, and put it away. Because who checks a waffle maker for a waffle, right? You would assume that you ate all the waffles, right? It was disgusting. It was so gross. I cleaned I wanted to throw the waffle maker out, but it's not my waffle maker, it's my husband's. So I cleaned it with bleach. I cleaned it with Spick and Span. I cleaned it with Dawn Power Wash. I rinsed it multiple times with boiling hot water, like literally boiled water in a kettle on my stove for this thing. And I'm still looking at it with a lot of suspicion, but I did survive. So I think I only took one picture. I'll try to upload it in this video. It doesn't really capture how gross it was. When I first opened it, I thought there was a bunch of spider webs in there because of how straight it. Anyway, hope nobody was eating. I hope nobody put this video on to eat because it was bad. It was terrible. I put a mask on before I started cleaning it, and even through the thick ass, because I got like a jelly mask with like filters and shit, even through that thick ass mask, I was gagging. So anywho's, that's what happened to me. What happened to you today? How's your day been? I hope it's better than that. What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten back at it again. We're here to watch some r/mildly infuriating with EmKay. You guys already know the deal with EmKay. It's a 2-for-1 special. I like to pretend in my parasocial brain that we are besties. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe and sanitized. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
My whole home? Cover your home in what? Surely you mean click, right? The kerning on that font is a little scary.
Y'all should
Cover
fix
my
that.
home in what?
Y'all should fix that.
Right here, right now. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we have some of the
I thought that voice sounded familiar. Damien's back. Welcome back, buddy.
most infuriating posts from infuriating subs. Apparently somebody back in the 80s figured it was a brilliant idea to put the bathtub on its own platform. Oh, yeah, I could see.
All right. Sure.
I could kind of see the appeal a little bit until you have to, like, register the fact that, like, you know, you're gonna get a face full of tile when the floor's wet. You know, like, stylistically, this is cute. I understand why you would do this.
If you're gonna do that, why wouldn't you, like, it clearly comes out here, right? Why wouldn't you just bring the full platform out to that distance? Why would you have this tiny little, this was designed by somebody who wanted to kill their spouse, 100%.
Or like maybe it's like a plumbing thing. I don't know. Like maybe it's like an easier, cheaper way to install plumbing to have it on a platform. I don't know. It's also a jet tub, so maybe that's space for the hoses and stuff. I don't know. There could be a couple of things here.
I just saw a video of this lady cleaning out her jet tub, and she was like, yeah, the couple before us, the couple who owned the house before us had never used it, and we've never used it. So these jets haven't been used in 9 years. And tell me why. She was like, oh, I'm going to take this dishwasher pod and put it in there. And bitch, tell me why she turned that shit on and that water turned black. Black. Not a little dirty. Black. What the fuck was in your jets for 9 years? Like,
Tried to make the bee on my girlfriend's birthday gift look like a bee. Okay. It's my girlfriend's 40th birthday tomorrow. Her nickname is Bee, so I thought I'd make it look like a bee, but instead it looks like a dead fly.
It looks like balls with rabbit ears on them. That's what it looks like, if we are being so for real.
Aww. Now it looks like a butt with a pair of wings and hair sticking off it.
Sure.
Dude. You made a flying butt. Just the thing is, just try, like, add some stripes and stuff. You can make this look like a bee.
I mean, yeah. First of all, there's no antenna. Put some antenna. Also, I've never seen anybody draw a bee and add the legs on there. But anyway, add, you know, a smiley face and some antenna and some stripes, and you know, it's there.
You forgot, like, the titular thing of a bee, which is the stripes. You know what I mean? They're really easy fix here. You don't have to throw it all away.
Right. But you made balls,
like some stripes
and or a butt.
And an antenna, and like it'll look fantastic. Instead, you got a pair of flying balls on there.
See, thank you.
So,
thank you.
You live and learn. Not a masterpiece by any means.
Okay,
but
see,
it looks
there
like,
we
there
go.
you go. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You just needed to do a couple of things, and now it looks like a bee.
But again, where are the little antennae? Do y'all not be drawing bees with antennae? Antenna? Y'all don't put antenna on your bees when you draw bees? I always put antenna on my bees.
That's perfect. Someone threw books from the little library into the water. Someone emptied the little library, which is, I think, those neighborhood libraries that is just like a mailbox that you put books in, and threw the books into the water. I built it a couple years ago, and it was installed next to a local reservoir. Someone posted on Facebook yesterday about this, and I went down to get them out of the water. Mildly infuriated, may be understating
maybe
my
a little
feelings.
bit. That would make me cry.
Shame,
I'm so
man.
sad.
What books were in there? These look like, that sucks, dude. And it's like, I don't know. This is a nice thing to do for the community. So like, throwing all these books, you're just a buzzkill, man.
Buzzkill is an understatement. Stop being so polite, Damien. That person's a bitch-ass bitch. That person is a whack-ass hoe. That person is a loser. Capital LEWSZER.
Like, this is a good opportunity for the community to, like, share things they're interested in with each other. It's a nice thing. And then, oh, that's so sad. People suck, man. Little libraries are such a fun thing. We have one in my neighborhood, you know? And,
so cute.
like, between that or, like, people trying to steal books, or I don't know. It's really it's a bummer how much people can suck when this is just supposed to be a nice little thing, you know?
I mean, to be fair, I'm not putting anything in a little library that I expect to be returned. Like, I understand we're using the term library, but I feel like once you put something out into the public, expecting people to return it is a bit much. You know what I mean? I'm using the term library very loosely in that context. And so as such, I don't like, is it stealing? Yes, but I didn't expect to get it back, so I don't feel stolen. I wouldn't feel stolen from, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Anyway.
These candles are unscented. Oh, they look like they should be scented, don't
Why
they?
would they be unscented?
You show me apple and pumpkin pie shaped candles, and they don't
Why
smell
would
like
they be
pumpkin and apple
unscented?
pie. I'm fist fighting whoever's
What's the
selling
point?
these. These look like they should be scented.
Right.
Well, hold on. If they are unscented, I guess I'm misunderstanding. Because we're at the point now where candles are not really for light and so much for like aesthetic and scent.
Right.
What? I don't understand why like an
that's
unscented
very
candle like this.
confusing,
What's
actually.
even the what's the point, right? Like I don't. I guess
No.
maybe decoration,
That shit
like
would piss me off
you
real
know,
bad.
people who like collecting things like this. But it's still so bizarre to me. The amount of chicken tenders wasted for not being up to Kane standard. Oh, god damn. That seems like an abnormal amount of chicken wasted.
What do they do with them? What do they do with them? Also, what is the Cane's standard? Because I've gotten some pretty janky chicken tenders from Raising Cane's. Like, I'm gonna be so for real. Especially like once you get into like the Caniac combo, right? Which I don't order often. I usually get a box combo with no slaw, extra toast, extra side of sauce. Besides the point. Oh, and like a fuck ton of Louisiana hot sauce. But anyway, besides the point. What is the standard? Because I've gotten little shriveled up thingies as my chicken tenders. All of those look better than some of the things I've gotten. So what is the standard? Suspicious. I will say that like all of the Raising Cane's in Vegas continuously have a line out like around the building, wrapped around into the street. Like it causes traffic issues. So like in the context of how many chicken tenders that they actually make and serve, this doesn't seem like that many in a day. Now, if it's in a couple hours, sure. But like for the, 16 hours or whatever they're open, doesn't seem that bad. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm not
waste
tired.
than usual to me. I don't know. This looks abnormal, and I feel like I've seen a post like this before on the channel, and I've had the same take of like the waste is like abnormally bad. But this seems, I don't know. It seems abnormal, and I know Cane's has like a 6-minute rule or something, but this waste is probably from 3 things. It could either be contaminated,
Okay.
so like if you dropped it on the ground, it's gonna go in the bucket, or it might be too small, or the food got cold. But it being on the ground or too small are very rare to happen. The majority need. Don't know what happened here. That's I don't know. Food waste has to suck, man. You can make some, at least moral. They decided to bake. Like, this shouldn't be a thing. I washed dishes, and my mom and younger brother decided to bake. This is what they left. Oh my god. Oh,
What is it?
Holy. You can't
is
see
it?
it
What
too well, but on
happened?
the other side of that is the baking dish they used.
What
Which
did
is
they-
just soaking in the sink. They just didn't
What did they
clean
make?
anything. Like, this looks to me like they understand that even if you use the garbage disposal like this is still how you clog your sink and then end up spending like, what, $800 for a plumber? This is
What could-
ridiculous. No, it's not.
could they
Disposal or
possibly
not,
have been
drains
making?
are not designed to eliminate all of the. You're going to clog your drain. That's
What could
actually
they
fucking
possibly have been-
ridiculous.
I'm
We
so-
rescued this cat 10 years ago.
Okay.
No matter what I do, it will only ever go anywhere near my wife.
Damn.
Or maybe the cat just hates fellas. You don't know. Assuming
That's
you're a
entirely
fella.
possible.
Who knows?
Because it says it was a rescue too, right? Like a lot of times with rescued pets, there is some sort of trauma there. So it's like, it's not your fault necessarily, you know? Maybe you give off bad vibes. Have you ever suspected that? Try rolling in catnip. Have you tried that? I feel like you haven't tried that.
We have 3 cats.
Okay.
We rescued one in the picture along with her brother about 10 years ago. In fact, it was my decision to rescue both of them and not just her brother. even though he was clearly healthier and more friendly, because I didn't want to separate siblings. However, no matter how much I try to show this cat that I love her and I am gentle and kind and will pet her only when she wants to be petted, and I won't smother or hold her against her will, she will not come near me. Actually, she won't come anywhere near any of us except around 9:30 p.m. when she'll come out of her favorite hiding spot and climb up on my wife's chest and my wife will hold her.
Okay, but that's kind of
Usually she'll run away
sweet.
shortly after, and then later when we're trying to sleep, she'll jump up on our bed and sleep on my wife's legs. There have been times I've fallen asleep on my wife's side of the bed, usually because I need her charger or something, and this cat has jumped up and laid on my legs. But as soon as I move and she smells me or somehow realizes the error of her ways, she launches off the bed like someone is throwing raw ghosts at her.
Raw ghost is a crazy
my
phrase.
guess is that the rescue was probably, like, abused by someone.
This is a very in-depth thing, but animals are complex creatures, and I think it's also like there's this weird expectation for animals to behave like people behave, and animals are not people. Like they're our people, right? Like if you have a pet, like that's your people, right? But like animals are not people, and they don't have like that level, they don't have a human level of complex understanding. And somebody out there is going to try to twist what I'm saying. Like, actually, animals aren't, I'm not saying they're not, right? What I'm saying is they're not people. They don't think like people. They're not going to react necessarily as a people would. Also, this person is clearly very salty about it, and that feels weird also, to have like this level of like ire about this situation, because this cat clearly like has issues.
In Tron: Legacy, Cillian Murphy, or is it Cillian Murphy? I don't know. It's introduced in one scene, never to be seen again in the entire franchise. Well,
hello.
I've never seen any of the Tron movies. Was he playing a geek? What's the deal here? What happened with this guy? He played a character named Ed Dillinger. Who knows? Maybe his price went up, you know? But I don't know. I don't know what happened. I guess they just don't mention him in the movies ever again, which I think is pretty funny.
I love that.
I wonder.
There's so many characters that are like that in movies, and it's one of my favorite things to be like, hey, what happened to this person? It happens in TV shows a lot too. Like somebody will be built up and you're like, oh, this person's gonna be a main character, and then you just like never see them again.
How they would ever establish this guy again. This is the first time I've seen a picture of Cillian Murphy where he doesn't look like he's being haunted by the sins of his past. Yeah, he's really good at that look. He looks like he wants to sell me crypto. And maybe if you're lucky, you can get in on the ground floor. Cops asked if they could look around our yard last night. I was wondering how they got into our neighbor's yard so quickly. They cut a massive hole through our chain link fencing and left.
What?
Oh, that sucks. Can you get the sheriffs to pay for it? That's ridiculous, man.
No, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen at all, because, you know, pigs fly sometimes, but like they're not paying you for that. They're not going to do it. I have things that I could say. I won't say them. I'm not trying to be so politically charged on this channel, but like my eyes, you know, my eyes speak what my mouth cannot, you know. 1312, 1312. Anywhoosins, I am going to go ahead and end this video here. You know, usually I can find something to enjoy in a mildly infuriating video, but all of these were terrible. All of these were bad, which is like the point, but also I hate it, you know? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your reaction requests and recommendations down in the comments below. And other than that, peace out, Hope Biscuits. It's Skittensays.